Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 86 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy, and we're hanging out here together. I have a bit to share with y'all today, so I'll try not to be too long, but I have a little bit of crazy pie going on. So, we'll start with I finished my knockers. I know I told y'all you wouldn't see these this week, but I kind of bailed on going to the meeting. So I have a set here for next month when I go, right? These are the Knitter for Knockers pattern. I do them, the DPNs bottom up. It just worked for my brain. And it says Cascade Pima, I believe. How pretty is that? I love the color. It's just a beautiful dark navy. I have everything set up in the bag for another pair. I just haven't cast on yet. My week was kind of crazy with I needed something brain candy. So I went stash diving a little bit and I found a skein of Marigold Gin yarn. This is a sock weight, a BFL nylon blend in her Cumulus colorway. And I actually had specifically gotten it with hubby in mind. Can you see? It's got a beautiful light gray that goes to almost a black, and then it's got blues, a light blue, almost like to me I think of it as a pewter blue, into a very dark cobalt, deep, rich blue. Can you see those? And the yarn itself is flashing and pulling and spiraling and just so much fun. So I cast these on Sunday afternoon. We had a party to go to. I had a doctor's appointment Monday, and I knew I wanted something that was very brain candy. And so I cast these on. So the yarn came from ZK. The bag I'm carrying it around is from ZK, and then my stitch markers are also from ZK. And they just make me giggle with my little grilled cheese sandwich and the little zombie guy. I am marking the same point in the both socks. So I'll knit a while on one sock, and then I'll knit a while on the other sock, and I'll move my stitch markers up. It's kind of how this is working. He likes them toe up because I can use as much of the yarn for him, although this is 64 yards, I think. Yeah, 464. So these can be some pretty tall socks for him, which is what he wants. He's also said he wants quite a bit of ribbing on the leg. So I will do his foot, do the heel, which he is okay with the German short row heel. I actually like that one, so we will do a German short row heel, and I'll work a bit on his leg, and then I'll have him try him on and see how much ribbing does he want. This is the perils of teaching your family about knitting and how to express what they want and what they don't want with knitting, because they tell you exactly what they want or what they don't want with knitting. But he's very knit-worthy, so it's worth it. So that's kind of been my brain candy. I can't think. I just want to Zoom, watching a movie, keep going. The other thing I've been working on is not brain candy, and I have to pay attention and be mindful. It is my Argyle sock. Can you guys see? One diamond is done completely. I am on to my second diamond. I am so proud of myself. This has definitely been a one step forward, two step back kind of project, but making progress. For Master Knitter, I need 3 diamonds because that goes through the instep, down the leg, and through the instep of the foot. So I have to have 3 diamonds. And I think telling you guys this somewhere in, so I do almost a full, I do this full second diamond, and then the third diamond is kind of a partial. I only do like this much of it. I do it back and forth through the middle. I don't do these edge diamonds. Does that make sense? You'll see it when I get there. But that's how far I've gotten. I know part of my stitches are not perfect. Like I can see a long leg right there. But I'm really proud of this. It's really coming along. And it has been kind of frustrating, you know, a boo-boo here and there. But I'm starting to catch them sooner, and I'm able to pay attention to where I make mistakes, because I make mistakes the exact same place. Whenever, see how my cross line, when it crosses there, that's typically where I make a mistake. So I know that I've got to pay more attention to that. But I'm making progress. That is being worked on a US 2.5 3mm needle and cascade fingering weight. So that's my active projects. I told you last week I was going to do the sweater shrug pattern. No, shawl shrug pattern. I did cast that on last week, and I got about yayish into it, and I realized that my row gauge was way wrong. I knew my stitch gauge was wrong, but I was going to compensate. But then I realized my row gauge was way wrong as well. And I decided I didn't have the brain width to conquer that as well, because the pattern is written in rows, not in inches. So you do X amount of rows and then you take off for the sleeves. In all honesty, I probably could counter that with some thought, but I don't have the extra thought right now to do that, and I probably won't have it for a while. So I decided to chuck that whole thing. I went back and I really looked at my yarn, and I'll show you my 6 colors actually. So I have 3 of this, I have 3 of this one, and I have 2 of this color. So it's like an olive green, a beautiful periwinkle purple, and a pea green to me. I know these aren't the colors, but I also have these 3 skeins too. So I have this beautiful, I think you guys are getting a little bit of touchy yarn there. I have this beautiful robin egg blue, almost like a beige champagne, and I think of this as a cranberry, but they call it, I think, maple. Yeah, maple. And I have these 3 skeins. I don't have a second skein of any of these. These are all singles. But what I had originally wanted to do was take these 6 skeins and using these colors do 1 sweater. And I went back and I thought, you know, really, I want to be true to myself. That's what I've always wanted to do with these. I've saved them, so that's what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to knock out Hub's socks first, and then I'm going to come back and really look at this sweater. I want a cardigan because I wear them more than a pullover, but I think what I'm going to do is cast on, maybe, I'm kind of thinking cast on with this darker green because I only have 2, and work down the body till where I get to where I pull off for the arms. And then take this purple and this green. Oh, I got a hanger. I'm just going to make that. This purple and green. I have 3 of each one of these. So I could do the full body in those and then see. If I have enough, maybe even do the sleeves. I'm thinking, you know, chunky stripes, but I don't know for sure. I don't want to do thin little stripes. I don't want to be like striping every other or every second row. I want to do bigger stripes. But striping with these, and then using, actually I could use any of these colors against those to do the cuffs of the sleeves, to do the bottom band, and to do my button band. I think that might be what I try to do. But I think this is going to sound crazy. I think it's easier for me right now to create my own pattern than it will be for me to try to find a pattern that does that for me. I have the incredible custom fit raglan pattern because I know I want that shape, and I kind of want it to be a little bit oversized. Not huge, but just a little bit bigger in the body and stuff. So it's more like a comfy slouch sweater than a lot of shaping. So that's kind of what's happening with this sweater. You're not going to see it as the shawl shrug, but the shawl shrug will happen at some point, just not right now. This guy will happen first, and I'm not really sure yet how it's going to come out. We will figure that out as I go. So that's kind of what's been going on in my world. I have not done any spinning this week. Just hasn't happened. I'm okay with that right now. So I hope that you guys all have a great week, and I will chat with y'all next week. Weigh in. Tell me what you think of this sweater. Crazy? Is that too many colors? Can you kind of see what's in my brain? Too many colors? I might look like the bagless lady, you know, the homeless bag lady walking down the street in my multicolor. But I think I'm okay with that at this point. I think I'm okay with rocking the homeless crazy sweater. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'll chat with you next week. See ya!